Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Adeze, your online eye doctor, and today I'll be talking on child abuse. We know that this month of August has been dedicated to pediatric ocular health, and this child abuse, it has some ocular presentations that we may not know. But if a practitioner that is very watchful sees your child's eyes, he might be able to detect that there's been an abuse going on, or with the way your baby was doing during the routine checkup can hint the practitioner that something has been going on wrong. There are many ways a child can be abused. It can be physical, it can be sexually, it can be in a form of neglect or abandonment, or we can call it emotional abuse. So, when your child is being physically abused, uh, let's say, especially for people that are very busy in their homes and they don't know, your child can be physically abused by the child's caregiver. You keep the child because obviously we can't do everything alone, but you keep the child under somebody's care and the person treats the child anyhow. The baby can fall and the mom won't know. Sometimes there are many reasons. Sometimes the caregiver might be scared that her job might be terminated, or if it's people that take little children as the caregivers, they might be scared that their madam might beat them or things like that. So they might not really tell that this child fell one time or the other. Unlike when the mom is at home or the dad and the baby falls down, the mom rushes. You check the side the baby fell. The mom will rush, motherly instinct, check. Is everything okay? How did the baby fall and all that? So when they start noticing any change at all, they will now know to take the child to the hospital and be able to tell exactly what happened to that child, which will even aid in fast um, treating and healing of the baby. Okay, let's take for instance a boy came to the clinic once and he wasn't seeing with his right eye. So when he was asked what happened, um, he said it was when he was playing football sometime 2 years ago or 3 years ago. That it's been long. He can't remember that it was time they were playing football and somebody played the ball on his eye, his right eye. But he was scared to say it at home because of the beatings he might get, or the scolding, or he might be cut off from things. But deep in there was an adult that was at home then, or that was with him then, and really cared for the child. What they would have done was when they started noticing changes, they would have rushed to the hospital and tell them exactly what happened. But the guy thought it would go away on its own. So the right eye started moving in at first, started moving in. It wasn't like that at birth, it was okay. It started moving in like strabismus. It started giving him aches, pains, and all that. But he still believed that one day it would go out. Until one day, he 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 just turned his eye to see something from the left side, no, from the right side. When he turned to check it, he found out that he wasn't seeing it clearly. But if he turned to his left, he will see it clearly. He now Something told him to close his left eyes. When he closed his left eyes, he now found out that he couldn't even see with his right eye. So his right eye, during the eye checkup, it didn't react to light until the light was shown peripherally, like from this side. That was when he noticed that there is something like light. A big flashlight was shown before he noticed, and from this side, centrally, there is nothing. So that's how he lost that eyesight. But with visual aids, it might help. And then, because as a result of this trauma, it have already started affecting the other eyes because sometimes he will feel pains and aches and all that. That was even what prompted him to say, and that was why he came to the hospital. So we should not neglect the physical abuse because in as much as the baby, we know that babies fall and stand up, that's how they grow. There are some that leaves indelible marks that nothing can be done about it, and it will be a great damage to the baby when they grow up in later years. So, as a parent, when you come back, note to check that child. When you know that your child doesn't sleep that much, or is happening somehow, try to ask. First of all, make the child comfortable. Make the child to be able to talk to you. Assure them that you're not going to hit them or anything, so that they will open up to you and be able to tell you these things that will actually help the both of you in the future. Now let's go to sexual abuse. With everything happening in the world today, we know that the rate of sexual abuse is too much, from uncles to aunties to caregivers too. So be watchful. Teach your children sex education early. Teach them that their private part is their private. Teach them a lot of things. People just come, okay, another case scenario. A woman brought in a maid, or would I say a niece or nephew that was living with her, not her own child, that the child has a thrush in the eyes. So when they were just looking, during the course of examination, the examiner was checking the eyes. She noticed that there were excessive oral thrush in the mouth. Like when you check the mouth, in fact the lids, it was too much. It was not even about the eye again. When the child was asked to open her mouth, it was filled with thrush. So you now see that somebody has been abusing that child. And when the child was asked, the child couldn't even say anything. The child was just staring until when the aunt left and the examiner calmed her down that she shouldn't worry, she should feel free to tell her. She now said that is her auntie's brother that she told him, but he refused. That she tell her auntie. Her auntie did not agree. That all those stuff. So when the aunt was later questioned, she was like, that she didn't know. She started crying and wailing. That she didn't know that why would her brother do this, that is not true. But she knew. Like she can't say that she didn't know, because when a child is being sexually abused, there are a lot of things. If you are watchful, you will notice that the child will be withdrawn, the child will act somehow, the child will not be comfortable around somebody's presence. That's how you know. Be watchful as a parent, as a caretaker. Always mind this stuff. Then when we go to emotional abuse, some children become emotionally abused. Like they can be talking to you as the mother about something, but you just wave them off as kids. You don't even want to like give them listening ear. You don't even want them to express themselves. They can just be telling you something and you shut them up. You're telling them that they don't matter, like their reasoning doesn't make sense and all that, and they'll be emotionally, they'll feel cheated, they'll feel I feel too small and all those things. They'll feel you're neglecting them. They can join bad gangs, they can join bad groups just to get that comfort that they are not getting from you. And if you look at that aspect too, it's very very dangerous on the child. So when the child feels neglect, like you're abusing the child emotionally, they can seek solace in something that is not good. Let's say a guy that starts seeking solace from um, a, a bad gang, and they introduce him to smoking. So um, you can say that smoking, you're the person that pushed him to smoking, but due to your neglect, it pushed him to smoking, which now opened him, that's predisposed him to many sicknesses that can also affect the ocular health. They can even make them go blind before their time. So let's try as much, no matter how hard, no matter how tasking parenting is, let's try as much as possible to give these children listening ears. Then, um, for abandonment, no matter how you think everything is dealing with you, just have faith that God that gave you that child should also be able to help you train the child. Do not abandon the child. Some people will just dump the child with relations. Some drop the child with their mom and go without even thinking, well, how's this child feeling? The child is also feeling it like you. So what you have to do is come together with this child. That moment you feel down, you draw strength from yourself. No matter how small they think the child is, you can actually draw strength from the child without abusing the child emotionally. So you as a parent, what do you do to make sure these children are not abused? These kids under your care, to make sure they're not abused. When you come back, no matter how stressful, even if you stay for days without your kids, whenever you see them, make sure you ask them questions. So when you come back, create a conducive atmosphere first of all, and bond with the kids you left behind for whatever trip or business you went to. Create that bond with them. So it will make them more comfortable to share. Look at what happened, look at what this person did, look at what that person did. Get to know, and don't be quick to judge them. First of all, listen, understand it from their own point of view before you start passing judgment. Then um, take care of their physical well-being. When you're looking at that child, take note, what happened? Did you hit your head? What happened to your eyes? Because most of these kids, they 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 play very, very roughly. Also advise them to mind the kind of people they play with, how rough they play. Advise them, care for them. Also be available to play with them whenever you're free, so that you get to know more and more. Do not allow these children to wander on their own alone. Always be careful, always take note, because most of these effects will also bear the brunt when it starts manifesting, when it starts showing. So let's try to show the maximum amount of love and care, and also give them the best we can. We'll stop here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and share so that others will get the same values that you are getting from this channel. Subscribe if you've not subscribed. If you subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on my weekly videos every Wednesday. Thank you for supporting and helping grow this channel. I love you all, and see you same time, same day, same channel next week. Bye.